1 second, and I'll be right there, y'all. I think y'all can hear me. Un momento. Okay, how do I stop this loop? Are we done with it? Can hear a cat? Yep, I have got a very upset cat with me right now. My cat, I don't know what the hell happened. I think she either got attacked by a dog or a raccoon or something, but she got a big, out of like her right hip, she got a big old like chunk bitten out of her. I had to bring her to the vet yesterday. My Valentine's was with my cat yesterday, essentially, because she was going in and out of vet to pet hospital to all these different places, but she's doing okay. She's doing okay. She's just very pissed off that she has a cone around her head and that she is not allowed outside right now because originally she is a feral cat that I've kind of adopted over time. She's kind of domesticated herself in a way by being fed and pet. So now she does stay inside with me a lot of the times, but you know, she still wants to go outside. Her family's outside and they all hang out still. So they got a little cat community outside. It's kind of fun. I hear cats, bird, child, something, and then yes, a Harris too. Hello. But yeah, we can hear a cat. So sorry about not being able to make it yesterday. Had to deal with the cat stuff, and also I was just on set Monday and Tuesday, and they were just really long days, and just pooped. Expecting to wake up and go back to set that kind of next morning in that mindset, and was like, nope, I'm a take a nap, and then that nap didn't happen because I had to deal with the cat, but. You know. And then Jamie was also just dead. So he had a hard work day, I believe. So we're hanging out. We'll smoke a little bit. I didn't grab the things to smoke, but I do have things to cook brisket and ribs and some queso with down here. I don't know if I should bring that one up, David, but yes and no. But that's what this weekend's for, you know. But anyway. I'm pumped. I did in the mayhem of yesterday, after everything was all said and done, I got the cat kind of like all to the hospital and all that kind of stuff. I went to go see One Love, and I have the, not Tickler Skip, but the out-of-theater reaction that's coming out for that whenever I post it, which should be right after this. I know Schmook did his Madam Web one last night, and, I think Madam Web's probably about what we expect. I was going to go see it last night. I didn't have time with trying to make sure this cat was all good. So this is a cooking stream. Not really. I'm in my office, so I can't really cook. So I came back here, and I put things together to put in things to cook. Let me put this down, too. Click the button. No hands! It's my favorite thing in the world. So not necessarily a cooking stream, but we'll get some pre-cooking, preparing done, I guess. But we'll also smoke a dab and maybe a bong or 3 or 5 or 7 or 9. I don't know if I have a bunch of bongs. I don't know if I have that many bongs. We'll just hit one bong that many times probably. But howdy, Peter. What do you want to start with? I'm just chilling for a little bit. I got to pick my friend up from the airport in about an hour. So we're just chilling and getting this stuff ready to be put in the oven and or slow cooker because my brisket, this is the first time ever. I usually do it on a grill or do it in a slow cook. Those are the two best ways to do it typically. And howdy, Laura. But today I'm trying a brisket in the oven for the first time. I've never done that. I'm going to let it sit for at minimum 6 hours is what it says online. So I'm going to let it sit for 8 just to kind of, get some extra time on there. I'm hoping that the oven doesn't dry it out too much. You do put water under the thing. You put water in the pan that you put in there. Calico, come here. You want to come say hi? Come here. Come say hi. Oh, she's not very happy with this cone on her head right now. Booyah. Oh, just finished Lower Decks. Isn't it true Jason Momoa is doing a Minecraft film? I believe he is. But yeah, look. So we got Kat, and then she got attacked, and she's got a big gash in her back right now. The pet hospital can't really do much about it. The dermatologist gave me some stuff for her, and I'm just trying to make sure she's okay, but she is not happy that she's stuck inside. Brain pain! Happy to keep the conversation light. Well, of course, yeah, most of it won't be about cat issues or pet issues or anything, but yeah, we'll be smoking, hanging, and preparing to smoke some brisket later. So yeah, I'm doing an oven brisket for the very first time, and I don't know exactly how that'll go, but I am intrigued. I did just realize I picked up a cat, so I should not be touching all this food and food stuff just yet. So I will have to wash my hands in a moment, especially the cat with the giant gash in the back. Probably not the best thing to touch food with afterwards. But I'm going to have to close this door as well because she is upset that she's not outside. But what should we start with? Let me hit a little something before we get running on here. Do y'all want to... Let's not do a dab first because a dab will just knock me out. I haven't smoked anything this morning. What was about to start Strange New Worlds. Do you need to watch Discovery first? I'm not sure. Strange New Worlds, I believe, is like a prequel, isn't it? Doesn't it like come first in all of the Star Trek timeline? I'm not the person to ask for that, of course. 1 second. Let me go wash my hands and answer this phone call right quick. I'm gonna leave y'all on. I don't want to leave y'all on a loop. I'll leave y'all on a loop. It's gonna be annoying, but I'll be right back in like 1 minute. 1 minute, y'all. And we're gonna get smoking and cooking. What day is it? Today's not Friday. I almost pressed Friday. We're going to do this in a scoop one. Here we go. We are back. Sorry about that, y'all. Hands are all washed, and the phone call has been taken. No, they're not connected. Oh, they're not connected. Okay, that's good, actually. Didn't even make it through the first episode of Disco. I want to watch Star Trek, but there's nothing about me that wants to watch it. As big of a sci-fi nerd as I am, as much as I love it, I don't know. Someone took their cat to the vet thinking it was depressed. Vet said it lost a fight, and he's pissed. Yeah, I can see that happening. This cat's just pissed in general. It's stuck inside right now. It's like, I want to go back out there and fight again, and that's why she's not going outside. Also, y'all saw she's a calico, and I named her Calico. I am the laziest animal namer. It's either after like a singer or a character in something, or it's just what they look like. Like, because she's an outdoor cat, and there was a litter of 3 that kind of all come back and forth. There's one that's a tortie, and I didn't know a tortie was called a tortie at the time, but that one, she's got droopy ears, so I call her Droopy. And then the other one that comes around is the brother, and it's a gray cat. But my parents have a cat that's called Gray Kitty, so I couldn't steal the name Gray Kitty and be that lazy. So I had to look up, and I just looked up a bunch of different languages. I was like, gray cat in a bunch of languages. And Gratora means gray tiger in Norse. And I was like, that's it. So I got a Calico, a Gratora, and a Droopy. She's right here. She wants me to pet her, but I can't because then I can't touch food. So she's going to be even more mad at me. But excuse the cat calls in the back, you know. The dog in The Walking Dead is called Dog. Now that's lazy. See, I call her Cat all the time too. Weird genetics: 95% of gender cats are male. Most tortoise cats are female. Okay, I remember that. Calico are also female most of the time, I believe, right? And it's also crazy that neither one of I think the tomcat, the male cat, is a big orange cat, and the mama cat's like a gray and white, and mostly gray and white, but she's got like speckled black on her, and she got like a couple different like colors on her too. She's a pretty cat. But neither one of them look like special cats, and this litter had a Calico and a Tortie in it, which was wild. And then the other one was just gray. But you know, I don't get it. Cats are funky. I know there are breeds of cats, and I do not know breeds of cats like I do breeds of dogs. But yeah, real quick, let's smoke first. Should I hit a bowl out of a pipe, a bong, gravity bong? We got options. Had a Calico with a twisted canine tooth. I named her Snagglepuss. I love it. Snaggles for short. We have back home one of my dogs that I like grew up with. There were two of them, and one of them still kicking. She's old at this point. She's back in Texas, but she was the runt of the litter. Whenever we adopted the dogs, there was the biggest one left and the runt left, and my mom was like, "Okay, we got to get them." And I think we had them. They're almost 20. I think I got them when I was 6 or 7, and I just turned 25 last week, so they're getting there. But yeah. She's the runt one, has a bad back hip. She's a runt, so she's tiny, has a big old snaggle tooth, and at one point, I'm sorry, I adore animals, I love animals, but I will not spend thousands of dollars on. So as much as I love an animal, I will not go spend an innumerate number on making. If there is a better option, then I won't. I will, I guess. If there's not a better option, I will go spend money on them. But if there's not a better option, I guess bad way of explaining it. But long story short, the runt dog that we grew up with, she had one of her eyes got a cataract in it, and it was getting worse and worse. And all the treatments that we could do, all the little medicine from the vet wasn't doing anything. So we had to either remove the eye completely or get it fixed. And to get it fixed was going to be like $3,500 or more, like maybe even more than that. It might have been like $5,000 or $6,000, or it was like $60-$70 just to scoop her eye out. We've had a one-eyed dog for many years now, and she is a happy camper and doing just fine. So that's what I mean. Like, I adore animals. I'm a big animal person. But hey, nature's nature, and shit happens sometimes, you know? So we go the most realistic route sometimes. Not going to pay for doggy braces? Probably not. A mate of mine had chickens, and one of them wasn't laying, so he asked the local farmer what to do. It became dinner, huh? It happens. It's nature. I want to get some chickens and some quail back here, and maybe some rabbits as well. He said dinner. Damn right. I knew it, Peter. I knew it. But yeah. It's nature. It happens, you know? That being said, I'm going to try to put some nature in my belly and a bunch of other people's belly tonight because I'm throwing a big old barbecue again. It's my monthly barbecue. This one is kind of making up for birthday weekend last week, not doing a whole bunch. Also, it is Reggae Festival weekend, so I'm celebrating that. I went to go see One Love yesterday, that Bob Marley movie, produced by Stephen and Ziggy Marley, the two oldest sons, who I'm seeing in concert tomorrow. Bob Marley's grandson on Saturday, Skip Marley, and on Sunday, I believe, is Damian Jr. Gong Marley, the youngest son, of Bob. He's performing on Sunday, and I'm pumped. Y'all. I don't know what brought me onto that. ADD as hell, and I got nothing to actually focus and on, you know. So I'm gonna be rambling and scrambling all day. But anyway, let's smoke something. Should we hit? Let's work our way up. Let's just hit like a little simple pipe, huh? That sound like a plan? I'm still in my skivvies, my house clothes for the day. No, not for the day. Excuse me, for the morning. A little late morning to be wearing them, but I've been dealing with this cat all morning and just picking up my house and doing all kinds of stuff, doing some good housework. Whoop whoop. Howdy, Jamie or Matt, whoever's in control of the channel at the moment. Probably Jamie though. What shall we smoke? Shall we do a bowl? Shall we do a? Oh wait, I just said that. Which bowl shall we do? Stoner fun, yes sir. You missed all the crazy cat stuff. There was a bunch of crazy cat stuff a moment ago. There we go. What should we hit, y'all? Fun little pipe. This one does change colors. I don't think it will unless it's like darker maybe. And I could turn the lights off, but I don't know if it'll show up well still. This one's a little more sci-fi. It's got Sumerian writing on the sides, which I got a Sumerian tattoo over here. Sanskrit, really. But you know what I mean. Options. Anybody? You don't have to rub Cali weather in our faces. Some of us are still dealing with snowstorms. I want to be dealing with snowstorms. I love winter. But it's also nice walking outside and it being 65 degrees all weekend. Because that's exactly what it's going to be in Long Beach all weekend. I was worried. I was like, it's going to be raining the entire freaking reggae festival. I'm going to have to bring a freaking raincoat and all that. Nah. It's just going to be 65 and sunny. And I'm so, my stoner self. I am very excited. At festivals, they sell drinks and stuff like that, of course, and they have a whole little like bar section that's kind of like specific at this festival. Because I haven't been, this is my favorite festival in the world. I didn't go to it last year. I went by myself the year before, which is why I didn't go last year. I was like, well, if it's by myself, I can't get a crew of people to come along. I'll miss it this year. Bad decision. I'll go by myself any and every year forevermore. Got 6 inches of rain last night. Ooh. Yeah, that was us last week. And freaking California is not built for water or rain. It's kind of wild. Good idea. That's what I was thinking. What was I saying? Snow, not rain. Okay. What was I just saying? But the weather's going to be great this week, and I'm excited about that. I don't remember exactly what I was going at. But anyway, let's smoke a little bit. Let's toke a little bit. I need to clear this bowl a little bit. Where is an ashtray? I was like, there's always one in arm's reach somewhere. It's one of my rules for my house. If there's an ashtray in arm's reach, what are you doing? I need something sharp and tiny that I can poke this with. Here's a pencil. That works. My partner only got 4 inches. Anyone else smoking? Hey, see a smoke, send a smoke. That's the way to do it. I haven't been great about it this past probably 5 or 6 months. But I have been since we've started doing stuff this beginning of the year again in 2024. If y'all want to smoke with me ever, Snapchat, just Harrison McGrade, my name. That's usually where I like advertise whenever we do a live or we drop a video or anything like that. I'll say, hey, here's me smoking for a second. See a smoke, send a smoke. That's just a fun little thing to do. I've been doing it for years and years, literally a decade, over a decade now. Wow, I'm 25, but that sentence made me feel a little old. That's not bad. Yeah. Well, about what? Which thing? Yes. But yeah. Anybody else smoking token? Token smoking? Smoking and token till we are croaking. Smoking? Well, yes and no. Humans have vices. I think this is probably one of the healthiest vices there is on the planet, and the one that probably hurts you in the long term the least, and in the short term the least. The only downsides are there are carcinogens in smoking, even whenever it's just the ganji. So it's a little bad in that aspect, but not nearly as bad as a cigarette, nicotine, even vapor, or anything like that. Popcorn lung is a hell of a lot worse than a little ganji in there. But you know, it's a fun little thing to do. It's I think one of the better, if not best, human vices there are on a generic kind of basis. Calico, I want to pet you, but I can't because then I can't deal with all this food behind me. Where did my good jar go? Oh, my good jar's in my frickin' car. Here, well, I got a couple of things right here that we can smoke off of. We've got lemon cherry gelato and Durban poison. Anything in moderation. That's the truth. That's the truth. Oh yeah, that's the worst things about smoking, especially just the ganja aspect of smoking, is short-term memory loss. But hell, give it 45 minutes and you got it. But that 30 minutes trying to remember it is going to frustrate the hell out of you, of course. And then munchies, and then the carcinogens. But there's really not too many. And if you utilize things in a healthy manner, I guess I didn't know the right way to say that sentence. There are ways that you can really clear the amount you're smoking and what you're smoking, and really make it a lot healthier on you and your body. I do some of those things, like I use hemp wick to light things instead of a lighter because I don't want all that extra butane going to my lungs just for no reason. But at the same time, convenience is king most of the time, and you know, convenient things aren't always the best for you. But speaking of hemp wick, give me 30 seconds. Now I feel old. Been smoking for over 2 decades, and I didn't start till I was nearly 19. Yeah, I started at 14. Oops. First place I ever smoked. I don't know if I should even say it on air. I think I have before, but I was in my Boy Scout uniform on top of my church smoking. So that was my very first time smoking. Oops. Freshman year of high school. It was life-changing, as they say. Let me give you one more annoying little ad for you real quick. Sorry, y'all. 10 seconds, and I'm going to be right back. Follow on the Twitters. The Twitters. And there's a lighter right here. And here we are. Oh, it's still on loop. My bad. Let me turn off this loop. I did that just because I knew it was going to take me a second to get there. Hey, that's lifelong smoking. And as long as it's still doing you right and you're not like put out by it, I don't know. It's the thing to do. I really think it is probably the best vice that a person could have. Maybe the only one better, would be like mushrooms, but that might screw up your day sometimes. So, or it might make every day better, but just depends on the person. It's an individual kind of thing. But anyway, let's smoke this Durban poison, this sativa to wake me up for the morning. Because it is still morning. Calico, I want to pet you. I can't. Yeah, here we go. It is kind of funky with this one. You got to figure out which hole to smoke out of and where the carb is. But we got it. All right, y'all. Cheers. Ooh, got some Scooby snacks. Other bad part about smoking. The stuff you're smoking gets in your mouth sometimes. I almost licked that flame too. I mean, eating some bud. Good way to start the day, though. Not start the day. You know what I mean. She's just staring at a door, meowing her life away. And I can't blame her. But she's stuck inside for a week, so I'm going to have to get used to that. Y'all don't, though. This is going to be the only stream I do that. I'm going to have the door closed. I'm just running in and out for all the cooking and stuff. I always thought Scooby Snacks was the world's biggest mismarketing opportunity. Legit, though. Like, is it copyright? Is that why? Can they not use it? Because Scooby Snacks are literally like It's the perfect mismarketing opportunity. If not, Hanna-Barbera or Cartoon Network, whoever the hell owns Scooby-Doo at this point, needs to, Warner Brothers, technicality-wise, they need to invest in some snacks. Same thing, like, I know, if Jamie's still here, his favorite Christopher Nolan movie ever, Interstellar. I know he hates it, but it's so good. Back in the Scooby-Doo days. Well, when Chris Nolan made Interstellar, they had that big-ass cornfield that was used in the film, and they, used it as a crop, got the money from the crop, and I think that immediately pushed them. They had already made the budget back for the film by the time the movie went to theaters, and they were profitable because of that already. And it's just smart business moves. Scooby-Doo, you got a good marketing thing. Do it, Do it. Not bad science, perspective science, conceptual science. It's just science that we can't prove is 100% true, but the concepts are so cool. I'd love me some conceptual science too, But by technicality, yeah, kind of. There we go, Mark. Weird science. I love some weird science. It kind of hurt me. Not really, but you know what I mean. Yesterday, good Lord, on Instagram, those, I keep seeing those, choose 5 of your favorite genre or like movie for this, or TV show, or 5 favorite bands from the 80s, or whatever it was. And yesterday, there were a bunch of 80s movies that were on there. And I did it on my story and stuff. And Weird Science was one of them, and it wasn't one of my top 5 because there were so many. I think Blade Runner, The Goonies, Empire Strikes Back. I don't think I chose Top Gun. I wanted to choose Top Gun, and I wanted to choose Weird Science as well, and I couldn't. And I wanted to choose Dark Crystal, but there were just so many good films that they put on that, and it's just so hard to choose things sometimes, Especially when you're indecisive. And I could be indecisive. I can be very decisive, but I can be very indecisive. All right. What are we going to do first? We're going to make our brisket rub. This one, I'm keeping pretty simple. I'm just going to do SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. I'm also going to do some onion powder and a little bit of thyme. And I don't usually do it, but because it's a fun weekend and I have not been eating super well this past week, I'm adding some organic raw cane sugar into this one, and that'll be our little base right here. Oh, I also am not against the use of measuring cups or anything by any means, but I like to just eyeball that stuff, I think that's the best way to do it. I think unless you're like in a professional like restaurant setting, then definitely don't do it. But besides that, eyeball your food. You don't have to do too fancy with it. Top 3 films: Spirited Away, Life of Brian, and Blade Runner. That's a fantastic 3. Fantastic 3. Life of Brian, I haven't seen that in way too long. It's so good. What just came out this year? It was the long awaiting sequel of it was Monty Python, or Mel Brooks at least. Not Monty Python, excuse me. Kind of in that same vein. What am I missing here? Predator and Indiana Jones were both 80s films, I think. Yeah, they were both fantastic. Indiana Jones was on there too, and that hurt that I couldn't choose Indiana Jones. I almost did, but there was just a couple other ones that just were like, just more hard hitting home ones, History of the World, Part 2. There we yep. There we go. I never saw it, but I wanted to. I love the first one. Yep, history. Yep. Took me a second. I did. I am so glad I didn't bet. I was so gung ho on it. I think it was Monday on set. We were wearing. Okay, I can't really say what I was doing. I signed an NDA. The one thing that I can say that we were doing, the project, I was just a stand-in, so it's not like I was doing a whole bunch of something. But hell, it was a lot of fun too. So that's all that matters. But I was wearing an astronaut suit, and it was a project that kind of revolves around astronaut-y things. And they got to scan me in the suit. It was really cool. I can show you that, and follow Digital Nation Entertainment, D&E, because that's the only way I think I'm allowed to talk about it, is I have to say, hey, these guys, they only did the scanning. They're not part of the actual project. I can't tell you anything about the actual project. But that's me in an astronaut suit on Monday and Tuesday. That was a lot of fun. Big old green screen helmet right here. It was so much fun. I had such a good time. But yeah. What am I saying? What was I saying? Where was I? It was cool. It was fun. Oh, I guess I was just talking about the project. So yeah, I guess Monday was that day, and then Tuesday was like actually on set and stuff. So I can't tell you about that stuff, but while we were doing the scanning stuff, it was just really cool. The suit that the girl was wearing, the main girl, she was wearing the same suit that's been worn by Anna Kendrick in Stowaway, either Jessica Chastain or Kate Mara in The Martian, and then by somebody in For All Mankind. Those were the suits we were wearing. So that was just really cool that we were there. The replacement value of 3 fake astronaut suits was $180,000. So I don't want to know what 3 real astronaut suits replacement costs actually were. Oh, please, I'd die for that. I would love that. The series. Oh, particularly, yeah, because that's Noah Hawley. I was thinking the movie Alien Romulus for a second, because I love Fede Alvarez, that director. But Noah Hawley, as much as I like Fede Alvarez, I'm a huge, much bigger fan of Noah Hawley. That'd be insane. Do you have the rights to your images? Yeah. Chastain. Labyrinth was 80s. Labyrinth, I think, was on that little thing. That's another great movie. Little Jareth the Goblin King. More time. And then a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder, and I'm calling this a decent rub after we rub it all together. But yeah, no, I kind of was worried walking in there, getting scanned and stuff, but it is just because it's fine because my face is not in there. It's just the green screen helmet, so that's nice. I don't have to worry about that aspect. But it was really cool. Apparently, I did really well. I was one of the better ones of that day because I was good at astronaut walking. Because we were walking we were essentially in a big old thing that was like 240 plus cameras that were scanning us like that. And they put a treadmill in the middle of it, and you had to walk on the treadmill, but they would put that green screen down, and it was essentially, I don't know a better way to describe it besides, like, you know how people that have gone blind describe like the few days before they go blind? It looked like that. It was just like the world was slightly fading. All you could see were shadows. It was funky. And then you just had to walk on the treadmill and try to have some like semblance of balance. You just had to pick a light and stare at that light, you know? But you had to give a good bounce with your knees. It was a whole little thing, but it was really fun. Appearing on an AI porn. No, thank you. But also, not yet. I mean, they're going to have enough data on me just from doing YouTube sooner than later, honestly. They probably already do. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but hey, if it says stuff for me, at least pay me for saying it, right? Just don't say bad things, hopefully. But yeah, so this is our rub. That's my rub. It doesn't look super good, but it's going to look great on that brisket, and it's going to look even better after it's in the oven. 7 or 8 hours of juicy goodness. I'm going to have to really keep an eye on that water part, though, because I want it to steam right. I don't want it to screw up or anything. Kind of hesitant about that part, but fingers crossed. Okay. We'll rub that on the brisket in a little bit. I'm saying let's get this slow cooker ready and get this queso moving and a grooving. I've only done queso a few times. It's still pretty new to me. So you got tips? Let me know. But I just use Velveeta cheese. I'd love to find better cheese, but this is best bang for your buck right here, it seems like. You put some Rotel in there, and then also cream of mushroom soup is the way I'm doing it. And I like that. I think it adds a really nice little creaminess, obviously, but a good little flavor, too. It doesn't dampen out. It just adds to. But yeah, I would take several scans and merge them. No payment to actors required. Yeah, there were a couple cool actors on this set, though. I kind of befriended one, and that was fun. Neil Patrick Harris is Jareth in Labyrinth 2. If anybody was going to do it, honestly, he would be a good one to do it. Merge. Oh, almost like make your own person from different scans of multiple actors. That'd be kind of cool. You could even do that with kind of people that look similar to others. And I know they were going to do a movie with James Dean, and I don't know if they ever actually did it or not because he's dead, but they were going to do it with his AI and stuff. Yeah, okay, that'd be interesting. So you could totally do that with old actors from old movies and bring them back and kind of just have people that look similar and kind of merge those together in a way and really save some bang on your buck and only have to pay like an estate for something, maybe. Or you just make your own character like that. That'd be insane. But that's a really cool thought. It's kind of a scary thought, but a really cool thought. You'd at least have to pay people to do that, though, to scan them for that. But how many times do you have to scan them? Is it a continuous pay? That's the thing. What it do? Howdy, Chip Farmer. I still love that name. But yeah, we are Velveeta cheesing at this point, and I'm struggling to open this thing. I'm going to have to run in there and grab a knife. The sidetrack chat keeps going off. I keep seeing my phone and my watch going off. I don't know what's going on over there. So this looks like a nice big block of Velveeta cheese. A one-off payment. That's probably what it would end up being because there's just no good way of. I mean, you could still, I guess, get residuals from your frame of reference for the use, but that would be you'd have to have a really good manager or agent to get that in a contract. Is American cheese actually cheese? Probably not. I try not to eat it often. But when making queso, it is the best bang for your buck. You plan on being live for a bit? Do I have time to burn one and settle in? Burn one and settle in, my friend. Probably won't be live for too much longer. But for another 15, 20 or so. So yeah. We got enough to burn some. I'll burn up a little bit again in a minute here, too. I just want to get going on this queso because I already got my brisket rub going in, and that took a little longer than I expected to. I read this morning that AI is now expected to surpass human intelligence by 2050. Howdy, Sarah. But Laura, that's terrifying. But wouldn't it already have technically passed like our general intelligence, though? Because it's an amalgamation of knowledge is what an AI is, and it probably has more where I don't know if it can store more knowledge than we can as a human being, but it can access more important knowledge in a quicker manner, in a more accurate manner, typically. So wouldn't it technically already surpass us in some ways? I don't know. I like to think about that stuff, though. It's also spooky as hell, but I think it's also good in some ways. I don't know. Only the American. Oh, well. I won't deny it, honestly. That's why I'm Texas. I claim Texas first, then America. You know. American cheese is actually cheese. Processed cheese food is not. I have 3 family members that are cheesemakers here in Wisconsin. American cheese is not cheese. Interesting. But Wisconsin, hold up, I'll be right back. I need to get like the Dr. Phil, Adam Ray version of that. Just saying, we'll be right back. What intro do you want me to do for you? Theater Thursday. While I was up, I realized I needed a knife to cut the cheese. Where are we at? Theo on YouTube has a great video on how to use ChatGPT. Faux cheese. This is faux cheese, but you know, when you mention Wisconsin, I'm a Texans fan first and foremost, but very close at number 2 are the Green Bay Packers. Cheeseheads. They're the best. They're the best. We used to go vacation up there in the summers every now and then. Growing up for like a week at a time sometimes. We had some friends who had a house up there. Their grandparents had a house up there, so we'd go hang. And it was just so much fun. Go! I love that. All right. Let's get going. Let's cut some Velveeta cheese. It just cuts so freaking weird. It doesn't feel like real cheese. It feels like Play-Doh. It feels like cheesy Play-Doh. It eats good, but it cuts like cheesy Play-Doh and feels like freaking. It's just it's almost silicone-like. That's more like so. That'll be rubber in it. Because it's not. Weren't you going to change one of the M's to music? Yeah, that was, it is music. That was actually, I pressed the 2 old logos, not the new one. So, you know, just a quick little throwback to 3 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. Yeah, 3 or 4 months ago. But yeah, that was the old us that we're still doing every now and then, because I don't do smoke streams too often, just because, you know, I think these do probably hurt the channel pushing monetization, but they're still too fun. It is melted down cheese with added emulsifiers and oils. That doesn't sound good. Velveeta's fake cheese, but it melts. Precisely. That's where I'm at. I'm cutting up a big ass block of it, tossing it in this slow cooker, tossing some other stuff in there. So, okay, I've made queso a few times in my lonesome now, but I have yet to ever put good for grilled cheese. I like multiple cheeses on there. Do you know why Jay was thinking about changing channel's name? There are interesting things happening in the future, and we're just thinking. You know, just thinking. What was I just saying now? Something about cheese. I'm thinking about grilled cheese now. Where are we at with cheese? We've covered multiple variations of cheese, how to make cheese, and to a degree, what the ingredients of Velveeta are. Where were we in our cheesy conversation here? That's a yes, then? Yes. Yes. But yes. Anyway, cheese. Something about cheese. I don't know. I'm almost done cutting this thing. We are coming up on the end of our block of cheese. It looks like a giant thing of like American Craft singles. Hold up, we'll cut some American Craft singles real quick. Those will melt just fine in there. A nice thick cut American Craft little thing. Singles, all these little delicious things. I think I've gone blind. Homer Simpson after eating 64 slices of cheese. Yep. Answered like a true politician. Whoo! I can politic sometimes. I used to want to be a politician. And then I was like, that doesn't sound fun at all. Never mind. I think I wanted to be a politician until I wanted to do movies, and that hasn't left since. So I've been on a pretty straightforward path ever since. But don't worry, I ain't going Ronald Reagan on anybody ever. I will not be running for office, hopefully, ever in life. That does not sound like a... It doesn't even sound like a good way to actually help people. I think the best way to help people is just to live and do things through private industry and frickin' charity and all kinds of different things. It's just easier. America cheese! Look up Union Star cheese in Z2, Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm more classically liberal, but I love everybody, you know? Keep it simple, stupid. You know my favorite saying. No room in politics. That's what I feel you. I'm the same way. Look up Union Star cheese in Z2, Wisconsin. We make championship cheese, but cheese in the United States. The best cheese in the United States. Z2? Okay, let me use my right hand because my left hand is very cheesy. Z2 what? Hold up again. Union Star cheese. That's what I'm looking up. Star cheese. Images. I'm going to type in Z2. Is it Z2 or Z2? That's just a fun word to say. Government cheese. Yeah. We want some government cheese. Some Velveeta. I think that's technically right. Still the worst cheese anywhere else. Yeah. But let's pull up this cheesy screen over here. Excuse me. Let me just check. Okay, that looks all right. Ooh. I love cheese curds. Cheese curds I'm a crackhead for. I love some cheese curds. They are so good. Which one's the Union Star? Is there a specific one that I should be popping up? Is it this? Because those all look really good. Huh. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Zitto. Oh, cool. Zitu still. That'd be a good name for something somewhere. Zitho. It's like Ditto, but the pubescent cousin of Ditto. Is this the cheese factory? That's awesome. I love that old little house look. That's cool. Or is that... They got some cool looking house cheese factories if this is the case. Are there like Keebler elves somewhere in there? What? That looks pretty damn cool. I can mail you cheese curds. I would never say no to some cheese curds. Big white building. Cool. That's cool. That's really cool. Oh, awesome. Well, shoot. Back to the not so good cheese. And we are finally done with it. I'm going to let this thing literally sit all day. But okay, that's what I was talking about earlier. I was going to go put some... Should I do chorizo or sopressata in here? I don't really know. You guys have me wanting poutine. That's not a bad idea either. A little poutine, never a bad idea. I think I have some napkins back here because I need that after all this cheese cutting. Stored all my delivery napkins back here. Shh, don't tell anyone. There we go. So, I mean, it's the simplest thing in the world. Queso's pretty darn easy to make, and it's pretty darn good too. I didn't grab a freaking can opener. That's what I need. cream of mushroom soup. I'll get a little Kroger brand, whatever. Booyah. Put that sucker in there. Oh, well, that didn't spread out the way I wanted it to. But it will over time. Chorizo. Okay, that's a good idea. I was thinking that. Anything artisans worth trying. Beer, cheese, etc. I totally agree. Anything people put... anything where it leaves just a craft and it becomes like an artful craft in a way, I think is 1,000% worth trying out. And you can do that with literally anything as well. Melvin! Howdy, my friend. Welcome to our cheese and ganja-filled... I was going to say evening. It's still morning, technically. Morning. Do you have a P.O. box link anywhere? I'll seriously send cheese. I don't, but I would consider getting one for cheese. Post the recipe in the comments. Okay. Velveeta block. Cream of mushroom can rotel plus chorizo, I guess. That's what we're trying today. That is today's menu. This right here. Velveeta, cream of mushroom, rotel, and chorizo. And not just the cream of mushroom soup. I said the can. You put the whole can in there. I'm kidding. No. I don't know why I typed that. I'm stoned. That's why. But do it. Hey, I might. I would consider it for cheese. I'll do a lot of things for cheese. I'll Scooby-Doo it up for some cheese there. This is way too big of a can of rotel, though. But I'm going to eyeball it because I'm sticking to eyeballing at this point. I just got to go grab a thing, a can opener. Let me put... This one's most fun. I'll be right back. Almost made it. Booyah. Booyah, booyah, booyah. All right. Let's get this can going. What is... Are we gonna go? I got my worst can opener, apparently. That's no good. It doesn't want to do a damn thing. Well, one moment again. I'll be right back again. This one. This can opener looks fancier. We're going for it. We're going with it. Ugh, getting back in the seat. Okay. Well. If it isn't Mr. Must be stoned if you can't use a can opener. Probably a little bit, but also this. Whenever I have it, look. Okay, it's attached, and it won't go around. You know, it won't go around. But we're working on it. Yeah, this is a fancy can opener. What the hell is this thing? Is this mine? It's probably someone I've just inherited their stuff over time. People leave LA so often that you kind of just get people's stuff every now and then, and you realize your house has got way too many knickknacks and way too much crap, and you're like, okay, people stop moving away and giving me all your shit. Stay. Or donate it or something. Just not to me this time. I thought you Americans use electric can openers. Haven't I told you? I'm Texan first and foremost. I'm an old soul. Also, I just don't think I have one. Oh, this is not the right place to be opening cans of things in all of my office with the electronics everywhere. I definitely thought that part of this thing through, but it's just this one little can, or not so little can, but one part. Wasted counter space. Exactly. I got drawers for a reason. But it doesn't matter. The Dean. Bezos is moving to Florida to avoid taxes. Hey, I don't blame him. I don't think the state of California is going to try to come after me or anything, but I'm still technically a Texas resident, not a Californian resident. I'm a Hotel Californian, and I don't plan on ever becoming a resident of California because I do not want to pay those freaking taxes. Too expensive. But the song Hotel California, it means a whole new thing now to me. Yes, we haven't seen you in ages, Matt. Have you grown a beard longer than Stormy's by now? That's funny. Here, let me put that up. I'm trying not to get Rotel everywhere. But let me try this. Okay. All right. Oh, that's about as much as I want, I think. Actually, screw it. I'm going to put it all in there. If it's got a little bit more spice, it just makes it a little bit more nice, There we are. Okay, that's going to be good. I think it's kind of ready now. All I got to do is put it on the slow cooker and keep it stirring. No. It is long, but I trimmed it down. I've been thinking about trimming a little bit as well. I love this thing. It's wild. It's raucous. It's a good time, but I'm thinking, are you dumping leftovers in a pot? No, I'm making queso. A very simple way, but it's very tasty. Are you still talking about your beard? That's a good question. Bro, just fly out to Wisconsin Appleton Airport. We can watch Biodome and eat cheese. That doesn't sound like a bad time. That sounds like a good afternoon. And is the herb legal in Wisconsin? My beard was slightly longer than Harris's is now at one point. I looked homeless. You looked like a glorious biker man. That's what you looked like because it was a full beard, no grooming. I do very little maintenance here too. Same with my hair. I could do fancy stuff. I've had a buzz cut in my entire life besides the last 2 years. I'm just a lazy hair person. I don't want to wake up and think too much about that. I want to kind of just get on with my day, I guess. I don't know. But also it's fun to make it look good sometimes. Both hairs, I guess. It just depends on the day, depends on the situation. I got a wedding to go to in a month. Yeah, no, not a month. Damn, that's about a little under a month. Yeah, about 20, 25 days. That'll be a fun time to get all fancied up. That'll be fun. But yeah, we've got our brisket rub. We've got our giant frickin' queso thing. It does not look very appetizing as of now. It looks like a bunch of cheese at the bottom of Rotel and cream of mushroom soup, which it precisely is. But yeah, we're good now. Let's smoke a little bit again, and then I'll probably head out of here. We just hit an hour. I'm kind of shocked. Audition for Yellowstone? I'd love to. Taylor Sheridan is... I've loved his work for a long time, and I've just never watched Yellowstone, and I've been gung-ho on catching up on everything the last kind of 3 or 4 months, and I've watched every single thing he's ever done besides his very first directorial debut. I own the second Sicario and haven't seen it, and I haven't seen, I guess, a couple things he's produced, like Tom Clancy's Without Remorse with Michael B. Jordan. And then the only show I haven't seen yet is Mayor of Kingston, and I want to watch that, Kingstown. But yeah, I adore the guy. I think 1883 is my favorite miniseries I've ever seen, and 1923 was phenomenal as well. And I didn't expect Yellowstone to meet that same kind of esteem, and it doesn't necessarily at times, but as a whole, it totally does. And I love that stuff. It's so good. Westerns are my favorite thing in the world, too. Sci-fi, Western, and fantasy are those top 3 for me. After that's probably like hoity-toity, like Hollywood, kind of like artist kind of films. I really do like artsy fartsy stuff. But I'm first and foremost just a genre guy. Obviously, that's why we talk about all the time, you know. But the Madam Web reviews have not been good. Schmook's out of theater reaction was funny. He how he started off. He said, "So I saw Madam Web. I didn't like it." I think is how he started off, and I just started chuckling. Woods folk always have a believe it or not. Damn right, shit farmer. Damn right. Harris would be sent to the train station. I'm hoping you're talking about the Harry Potter train station. But yeah, no, Madam Web, I almost went to go see last night, but I was dealing with my cat stuff that I was talking about way at the beginning. So I did not. I saw One Love last night instead, and that was awesome. I don't know why it's got like a 44 on Metacritic, and it's not like it's a game-changing anything. It's just a good little biopic. But it's I feel like it's how biopics should be. It's like the last 5 years of his life, 4 or 5 years of his life, Bob Marley's, and it's not trying to kind of like go throughout his entire life. It does have some flashbacks and stuff, but truly, Yellowstone train station. I'm stoned. I didn't get it. I get it now. Thank you. But I'm trying not to get sent to the train station. That would not be fun. I also like Cowboys and Aliens. Yes, that's a fantastic movie. And I would if they ever want to do another one, I'm in. Good writing, regardless of genre. Damn right. First and foremost, that. I like everything. I do have the things I kind of tend to favorite, but everything is fantastic. I was so skeptical. I was like, I was definitely optimistic towards it, but I was like trepidatious as well. That trailer sold me so fast. That makes me so happy. Marvel's been on a downturn, and I'm hoping that this is an upturn. Because after this is Thunderbolts. Right after that, I think Ironheart and Agatha are going to be kind of still part of that downturn side of things. I hope they're good. I really do. I like everybody that's involved with those projects in front of the camera, typically, and mostly behind the camera. I believe. I just can't think of who exactly is behind the camera for those projects right now. But Thunderbolts is the next big movie, and I'm hoping with Harrison Ford getting involved with that now, with just the cast and crew they have, that they're going to be like really pertinent about making it as good as it can be, just like it seems like they did with Deadpool. And yet to be seen with that, of course, but it looks freaking good so far. I'm happy. But No Woman, No Cry. Disney should listen to Bob Marley. Disney should listen to everything Bob Marley said. This movie, y'all, like, y'all got to go see One Love. Don't go see Madam Web, even if it's just for fun. Like, go see One Love first. I totally suggest this movie. It was just a joy. I'm biased. I have a Bob Marley poster above my bed upstairs. Not a Bob Marley poster. Bob Marley, I guess, artwork. And I've had it since college, kind of deal. I'm just a big Bob Marley fan. Harrison Ford is becoming questionable. Harrison Ford is becoming question at best after Indiana Jones. No, I wouldn't say that. You haven't seen 1923, which is one of those Taylor Sheridan projects, which he's fantastic in. And then I haven't seen it either. But what's the Apple Plus show with the guy from Harry Potter that he's in? It's also Jason Segel, I guess. It's not Shrinking, is it? That's not what it is. Something like that. It's like a semi-comedy drama thing. I haven't seen it either, but it's supposed to be fantastic. One of his best things that he's done in his career, and I think 1923 is up there for things he's done in his career as well. But Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, had plenty of good bits. Just wasn't the best. I just wish he didn't do them. Took the magic out of the first three. I agree. I actually do like the fourth and fifth Indiana Jones movies just fine. Not as Indiana Jones movies, just as general fun adventure movies, sure. With Indiana Jones, just But yeah, totally agree, Peter. Superhero movies have the worst writers at the moment. I'm really hoping that James Gunn and James Gunn isn't perfect all the time. I haven't been a fan of a lot of the things he's done recently, actually, but he's still a very, 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 very talented guy, and I'm hoping him on the DC side of things. I think indie stuff, kind of like outside of DC and Marvel, always kind of tend to do their own thing, so it's always interesting just to see where they're at in the world. I think The Boys is always keeping a good bar, a good standard, you know. Also, thank you, Melvin. Yes, hit like and subscribe. I was going to say Sci-Fi Quest. You know what I mean. But I think The Boys has a good standard. I think some of the Netflix superhero stuff, not I can't even remember what it's called. It had Josh Duhamel in it. I just can't remember what it was actually called. I think it was a Mark Miller, part of the Miller World stuff. That wasn't super great, but I really hope DC with James Gunn, Peter Safran, and MCU stuff with Bob Iger saying they're going to do it a whole different way now, and just the mindset that Disney knows that the audience has towards them at the moment, I think, is going to help a lot as well. I'm optimistic, but I'm trepidatious. That's what I'll say. I'm somewhere in the middle, but I lean towards optimism always. I just go in with a cautious dose of trepidation. On the other hand, Cowboys and Aliens was fucking hilarious. 1,000%. I don't know why it didn't do well in the theaters. It didn't do bad, but it didn't do a whole bunch of it didn't make a whole bunch of money. It didn't do super duper well. And Jon Favreau is a great director in everything he does. Like, come on. He's made some of my favorite movies that just go right under the rug. Zathura was a movie I grew up on, and that's, by all technicalities, the truest sequel to Jumanji, even though the new Jumanji movies are also kind of sequels in a way. Zathura is the true sequel by technicality, and it's so good. It's a great little fun adventure kid movie like that as well, but with this good sci-fi twist. Like, how much more could you like? I mean, how much more could you need? And what else more could you like? I'm stoned. Words are difficult at times, you know. They've been low effort moneymakers for too long. I totally agree. I like CNA. Charlie and Albert. Cindy and Alice. What is CNA? It's probably super obvious, and I'm just blanking. Which I might load another bowl here in a second, so I might be blanking more in a second as well. But I probably do need to hop off here in a second as well. Cowboy and Aliens, duh. That's the most obvious thing in the world. We've only been talking about it like intermittently for the past 10 minutes. Saying and doing two completely different things. Show us you're changing things, Iger. Don't say you are. Yes, but also, yes, and it's not a no, but it's a yes, and there's a slight caveat because it takes a while to actually implement these things, and we're still seeing the other aspect of things, a little bit of Chapek rolling out, and then still the way Bob Iger came back in with a similar mindset in a way. We're still seeing those kind of beginnings still play out. Hopefully in the coming months, though, that changes very quickly. The sooner the better. Sooner the better. I think Deadpool 3 is their perfect thing to change that. I think Ironheart and Agatha coming out after Deadpool 3 is actually not probably the best idea. But we'll see. We'll see. Cowboys and Aliens lost out to the Smurf film on its first day of release. That just makes me sad. That sucks. I still haven't ever seen that Smurf film. That's kind of, I love little fantasy mystical stuff, but and like mythical and fairy tales and Smurfy kind of stuff, but I still haven't seen those. That just never looked good to me, even as a kid. Because I was a kid and that was kind of like aged like right for me. Still never saw it. I never saw. No, I did see that Romeo and Juliet though. That was a funny little film. I like the Elton John soundtrack, but I never saw the Smurf one, and I didn't see Cowboys and Aliens when it came out either, which it hurt me. I saw it the first time on an airplane, and now it's a movie that I literally watch probably once a year. And I think I saw it for the first time on an airplane a year after it came out, kind of that airplane kind of time period it would be in, you know. But come on. But I'm with you, Melvin. Give me more Lost in Space and Netflix. The Expanse, wherever that ends up, LOL. I don't know what's going on with The Expanse, but I'm happy to see wherever it goes, get it. Whether it's Amazon saying, all right, we got to actually double down and do something, Apple getting something and doing something really cool with it that might not actually be part of the books or adapting the books, whatever they end up doing. I'm intrigued. I want more Expanse, but give me more Lost in Space. I can't believe they only did that for 3 seasons. I think 5 would have been the best thing to do, but then they would have ended up having to pay some of the actors, I guess, as adults later on, and it would have been just kind of hard to keep up. I'm not entirely sure, but I really did enjoy it. The only time it really has been successful is Star Wars. And Star Wars, everything else feels like it's trying to be Star Wars in a way. Cowboys and Aliens doesn't. And Firefly could, it's easily comparable, but still, it's still very much its own thing. Just Cowboys and Aliens, have there been successes outside of Star Wars? I can't think of one off the top of my head. I wish I could. I just don't think there is one. Bought Cowboys and Aliens on DVD release day, watched it, then gave it away. It's so bad. What? Oh, I enjoy the hell out of that movie. It's not great. It's like a really well-made B movie. It's like an A- movie, in my opinion, if that counts. It's everyone more than phoning it in. They're more than just showing up for work, and you can tell they're having a good time and just kind of playing around with some cool stuff. I enjoy the hell out of it, but it's not the best movie in the world. I will admit. But give me more Lost in Space. Give me more Lost in Space. Daniel Craig's the best part. Yeah, Daniel Craig. Was that pre-James Bond, or that was no, because Cowboys and Aliens 2011, and I think Casino Royale was. Casino Royale, is that 05? And Quantum of Solace was 08? And then Skyfall was 2012. Spectre 16 and No Time to Die 21. Do I have that timeline right? Now ask me the Pierce Brosnan ones. I don't know if I could do that again. What should we smoke out of this time? Actually, I got a little strawberry. We're going to smoke out of this strawberry. I'm watching Lost in Space again while I wait for Bailey to arrive tomorrow. Now, as my niece has not been well the last few days. Oh, well, I hope she gets better. And good luck with Bailey. That's going to be fun. Sci-Fi Quest is getting not only a nugget, because he already has Nugget, but he's now got Bailey. He's got a beagle and a dog and a cat. You know what I mean? Working on it. Harrison Ford was my hero until that film. You know what? I also have never seen. I've seen it, Cowboys and Aliens. What I didn't see when it came out, but I haven't ever gone back and watched was Ender's Game. Did y'all ever watch Ender's Game, and was it any good? It's one that I've always meant to. I like Asa Butterfield a lot too, the guy that plays the younger character in there. But I don't know why I've never watched it. I just never sat down to. Is it something I should? Is it worth it? Let me. What was it? Was I? Oh, I'm grabbing my strawberry. I'll be right back. What am I leaving you with? For a second? Where are we going? Let's give you some schmook. There we go. It was okay, but the book is great. Okay. Watch Ender's Game. Okay, I got it. You liked it. You really have watched it completely blazed to really appreciate it. You really have to watch it completely blazed to appreciate it. Okay. That was going to be the plan one way or another, you know. That's the best way to watch a movie, you know. You either fall asleep halfway through or you're super in tuned, one or the other. I tend to try for the in tune part. It doesn't always work, though. Lordy, I needed that water. But okay, I got my nice little tiny mini strawberry bong. It's got a nice dirty bowl that I've been using for the past 2 days. Clean water every morning, though. Change your bong water daily. Very, very, very important part. When I go fishing, I call it my radar. Call what? I'm probably just blanking. It's probably super obvious. I'm going to be like, oh, duh. What are we calling radar? Try watching Star Trek First Contact or Insurrection Buzzed. I did. Strawberry bong cake. Ooh. Ah. You want to see something fun? I'll be right back again. I won't do a whole thing. I'll be right back. Since it is legal in the Californias, I made a bunch of beautiful butter for myself. And this is cannabis butter that I can put anywhere. And oh my God, it's delicious. And it's insane. Getting stoned turns on the radar. My radar's on, but totally off at the same time. You know what I mean. Strawberry bun cake. Strawberry shortcake made with some canna butter. That'd be a fun little thing. But I'd have to hit this and then eat it, which would be double whammy, but that'd be fun. But hey, canna butter is the way to make everything just a little bit better, you know? Just makes the afternoon a little bit more fun. Or you get a great nap. There's not much of an in-between, but one or the other. That'll make some brownies. I've never actually made brownies with it. I think I made cookies with it once. But I've not been very good, literally for like the past year at this point, about eating super duper healthy. I'm never bad, but I've kind of been bad the last week or two because it's birthday time, so I got to get better about it. But usually I try to add it to healthy stuff, and it doesn't taste bad or anything like that. I love it. You have a degree in culinary arts? That's sick, man. Well, the cheese aspect of everything too. That's just fun, man. That is cool. I can make anything into an edible. Whenever I did this, I made decarboxyl. Is that the right way to say that? Decarboxylated keef, and then I also I have. I made bud edible, so you can have like edible bud too. I made 3 different things: the butter, the keef. 4 different things: the keef, the butter, the bud, and an oil. And it was a really fun day. And this butter's lasted way longer than everything else. I think I have some decarboxylated keef left. But cannabis is illegal in the UK, so odd to talk about for us. Well, you gotta watch The Gentleman then. If you've never seen The Gentleman, that's a great movie. But hopefully it will be sooner than later. I don't know where y'all are at on that. Or would that be a Parliament thing in general? Would like the entire UK decide on that? Would different provinces or states or parishes, wherever you call them, would y'all choose individually kind of deal? Would Wales, England, and Scotland and Ireland, would everybody do their own individual choice on that, or would it be like a blanket thing? I don't even know how exactly that'd work. It'd be a Parliament thing. Okay. That makes sense. That was my first guess. I didn't know where to start really. I used to like fishing on the canals, case of beer, half ounce Purple Haze, no bait. Not much fishing got done, but hell of a good time. You know, I like to be gung ho. I like to get moving. I drive really fast. I'm a very defensive driver, not necessarily an aggressive driver, but I do move fast. And I'm a very fast paced person. I talk fast. Obviously, y'all are here. Y'all know how I talk. Like my brain works quick. You know, I'm ADD as hell, but also, but there's nothing better. I like the fast-paced life of things, but also there's nothing better than just taking a little moment for yourself every now and then. I think every day you should take a couple moments for yourself. Meditating is a good thing. I need to get back into the habit of that too. Still good about like sitting in a sauna and just like sitting with myself for a bit, but I need to get back into like meditating. It's just good to take a moment for yourself. That's all. You know, I like it. I like to have a little bit of slow time. Not quite. No, not quite. Very little political appetite for change, though. It seems like everything's really slow moving. Where everything can be so fast moving over in the States, it feels like y'all are kind of vice versa in that sense, where to make a decision sometimes it's or not necessarily, because y'all switch freaking prime ministers like nobody's business sometimes. My uncle's 72, he just says the same thing. That's great. The politicians probably smoke the stuff behind closed doors. Probably. They do. But yeah, it kind of feels like vice versa a lot of the times where y'all to like enact big things. Sometimes it takes a long time, but it's by that time everybody's kind of on the same page. But with over here, it's like, okay, whoever's in the majority for the moment, we're gonna make that happen, and then changes in 2 years, changes in 4 years, changes in 6 years, whatever it may be, and then we're gonna make that happen, and then people are like, well, we don't like this anymore, we want it back how it was, and then just back and forth and back and forth, you know, where y'all let it gestate a little bit, and y'all ponder a little bit more. I guess new world versus old world mindset, something like that. I don't know. And there are the ups and downs to both sides of that. Honestly, I don't know which one would be for what would be better. I started reading this at the same time as saying that. Harris, it took forever to get legal. You're just a youngin. I still remember it not being legal. It wasn't. I mean, because I lived in Texas up until coming up on 5 years ago. That's wild. But yeah, till I was 20 when I moved out here, I think, or 19 turning. Yeah, no, I was 20 when I moved out here, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. Up until then, it was illegal. 6 out of my decade, 12 years of smoking, 11, 12 years of smoking, was dodging bullets. Not all the time. Not actually, but you know what I mean. Dodging the law, old Johnny Law. But now everything's legal around here. Not everything, but most things are legal around here, and it's pretty easy just to relax at the end of the day and choose a nice little J over a nice pint or something like that. You know, I don't really drink beer or anything like that anyway, so it's pretty easy choice for me. American politics seems to be going backwards. Right now, for damn sure. It's. I don't even like to think about it, and I live with it every day. And frickin' LA, everyone wants to talk about it all the time. I'm like, you want to go on a hike? Like, you know, I'm just like, no. I don't want to deal with this frickin' headache. It's a constant, isn't it? It isn't legal in Texas, is it? No, but there's THCA in Texas, which is literally weed labeled differently, and it's kind of becoming legal in a lot of different places. It's kind of a caveat that people can use on the market to smoke real weed in illegal technicality places, I guess. Swag. Yeah. Oh god. I like that I still was alive or not alive. I was still around in the smoking points where there was like Reggie and stuff. Now you're not going to get Reggie. There's no Reggie anywhere. You're going to have minimum decent something. Maybe not great, but decent something. It's not going to be that swagger Reggie, though, you know? But yeah, Texas itself is kind of is not a legal defense. True. But there's a gray area, and lawyers have figured out that gray area. Everyone's making a bunch of money around it because Texas is a very litigious state, so people do sue each other for literally everything, and these different corporations and stuff are doing it. Medical marijuana. I couldn't find brickweed if I tried. I know, like it's weird. Good weird. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice weird. It's a good time to live, be alive, I guess, you know, but it's weird. Nonetheless, they started the slow process towards banning smoking completely here in the UK. Interesting. Well, how far is Amsterdam from y'all? Y'all have that big old underwater tunnel to get to France, then just hop on a train, right? But speaking of, let me do a little more Durban poison. Or this indica dominant, I got to go pick up I got to do a couple different things throughout the day. I'm a nap, and that's not good because I'm going to go Durban poison because I got to host a barbecue. We got things to do today. Things to do. Fun things. Lots of fun things. But things to do nonetheless. I thought you were picking up your mate in an hour. That makes you half an hour late already. Well, it wasn't like truly an hour. It's 11:30. I'm waiting for the call to come pick up because it's only about 10 minutes from my house. Oh! Never mind. 11:30 was whenever my friend landed in Vegas, not Burbank. So she's in Vegas and be here later. That's good. I got 2 hours. That's nice. Okay, I got time to hang out. That's good. Ringer off, but I got my vibrate on, and this little thing keeps me posted. That's how I knew. It was funny that Matt and Jay were in here because they were talking something on the sidetrack chat earlier. So I need to go see what they were saying. But yeah, I will get off here in a second nonetheless, but we're still chilling. That actually gives me time to go to the gym for a little bit, which is actually a very good thing. Because Papa need to go to the gym. I need to go sit in the sauna and go quick workout in. Might do a sauna and a steam room today. I'm very happy that my gym has both of those things. So there are days where I'm like, you know what, I really don't feel like working out, but I need to go to the gym nonetheless, and I'll just go sit in a sauna for 30, 40 minutes, which will rock your freaking world, but it's such a good feeling, you know? It's nice. But I'm not bringing that one up, Melvin. Lordy. That's funny, though. That's great. The fact that you actually know what's up with THCA is awesome. Ayo, I didn't for a while. I thought it was like K2. I thought it was some BS. And then my friend educated me, who is working on a bunch of really cool hemp stuff in Jamaica right now. Cool dude. Lots of cool stuff. So I've been educated, thankfully. I was in the wrong for a long time, but it's not K2. It's not BS. It's good. It's good. Everyone thinks it's chemicals. I totally thought it did. For a few years I did. I was like, what? There's no way Texas is legalized. There's no way we have like actual dispensaries, but they're real, just a little different. It's funky. It's wild. Well, it is LOL, but not synthetic. Really? What is K2 then? I always just thought K2 was just synthetic weed. Is there like a little caveat there somewhere? Is there like some differentiation? But here we are. We've got a bowl loaded of our strawberry. THC is a chemical. Oh, well, yeah. Bring that up. We're educating people. I think it's kind of, sort of. We're educating ourselves. You're educating me. Thankfully, the internets. We do well around here sometimes. Just not synthetic. Okay. Everything's a chemical. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cheers, y'all. Strawberry bomb cake. Was that Sarah? Sarah said that earlier, right? Damn right. Hemp wick. Yeah, I try to be a clean smoker as much as I can be. Not perfect about it, but I try. So, before I do get out of here, in a couple minutes here, do we take a dab? I know we just smoked a bowl, but do we take a dab? I did say we were going to do that, so I don't want to leave and at least not mention it, you know? Do we? Or do we chill for a moment and leave it be? That's why I like wax, no flower to burn. I agree. I prefer flower, but especially since moving to California, I primarily smoke wax. It's just more convenient. It works better. I'm AD as hell, so I'll smoke intermittently throughout the day, and I kind of use it as my medicine. Better than I just won't take a pill for anything like that. I don't agree with doing all that. I won't ever knock anybody for doing it, but I personally don't want to do that, you know? Me too, but I limit the flower. I agree. I hate to even say it out loud, but I'm a pre-roll person. I go to the dispensary and I'll go grab a pre-roll. It's just an easy thing to do, and I love them. And that's usually the way I'll end up smoking flower a lot of the times. It's convenient. It's convenient, and it's moon rocks. You know, I can get like a little keef and a little wax on there. Baby Jeters are great. Jeters are great company, but Shooters from the Syndicate I think are even better. There's a few other ones. Fellas has a good brand that does the same thing. They're all great. It's just too convenient, too handy. I'd do it. Dib dab. We dibbity dabbing. This sounded like Porky the Pig for a second. Okay, let me finish this bowl. I think there's a little bit of green. I don't even know if that's enough to actually like get a hit out of it, but I just feel bad about leaving green in a bowl. You know, against my religion to leave green in a bowl. Best papers, raw blacks. Yep. Well, did you see the guy Rock and Roll? I don't ever know his real name. The guy that founded Raw. He just made the thinnest paper in the world, but you know, there's like a couple caveats. You can't have stems and there, all kinds of little things. But he put it on Instagram, and that was really cool, really thin paper that's a very slow burn. I need to try. Got to go pick up my son from work. He's not feeling well. Ta till next time. See you, David. Hopefully he's doing all right. Fingers crossed for y'all. Adios, brother. The original Dippin' Sherbet sweet that is old as the hills. What? What is the? Melvin. I'm thrown off. Yeah, that's true too, though. Plenty of a hit left. Plenty of a hit. Fingers crossed for you. Good luck. Get the youngin some bone broth. I don't know. That's always what I do. Bone broth, or I haven't done it in a long time, but it used to be. Now I do tequila and honey, but I used to do a little bit of warm whiskey and honey. Warm honey, which warms up the whiskey a little bit, and you just do a little tiny little sip. You know, sip on it for a second. Now you do it with tequila. Get you going, you know. Dib dab. All right, sherbet dib dabs. UK candy. Okay, thank you, Peter. You're my translator for your UK culture. Thank you. I need it sometimes. I'm probably better than a general lot of Americans, but I've never been there, so there's plenty of things I don't know. Way more than I don't know than I do know, and I know that. What should I leave y'all with for a second? I'm gonna grab my dab rig. I don't think I have one right here. I have it on my kitchen table. So I'm probably the only person that doesn't drink in Wisconsin. I'm one of the very few people that doesn't drink often in my hometown. But whenever I go back to my hometown, I do tend to drink because it's what's going on there. But that's a good thing. I like I said earlier, I'm much more of a ganja person than I am a drinker. I just think it's better for the mind, better for the soul, better for the body. All the above, you know. But what should I leave you with for half a second here? I'm gonna put the countdown on because it's the only thing I haven't done yet. I've got weed and cheese all around me. It's a good day. It's a good day. You know? Let me get back on the comments. See what we're saying. I almost pressed end stream. Oops. I've had 5 beers in the last 15 years. 1 every 3 years. It's not a bad timeline. That's a good timeline. I've had 4 in the last. That's once a year ain't a bad timeline either, though. Have you ever had Pop Rocks? Yes. And it's the most mesmerizing thing that will ever happen to me, I think. It's amazing. Pop Rocks are the best, but they're also so bad, but they're so good. But they're so bad, but they're so good. I don't drink, and when I was young, I started a trend of drinking lime and water. The public doubled the price. Ooh. How the fuck you heat your banger up that fast? I didn't heat my banger up that fast. I was just going to go grab everything. I haven't even started to heat up my banger just yet. I'm slow and steady wins the race here. What's the saying? It's didn't you do a dab? Not yet. I'm about to. It slow is fast and fast is slow and slow is good. I think that's the saying I'm trying to think of. Let me look. I have a little my notes. I got some of my favorite quotes in my notes. Let me see if I put it in there. Slow is fast and fast is good, or fast is slow and slow is good, something like that. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. That's what I like. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Okay. That's I heard it a couple weeks ago, and it's I really like it. It's stuck with me since. Not very well, obviously, but slow is smooth, smooth is fast. 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 It's in the noggin now. That's how it works. We have to get Jay to watch Rick and Morty. I agree. I love that Stormy watches Solar Opposites, but we need to get both of them on both Solar Opposites and Rick and Morty. It's so fun. They're great. They're legitimately good. And what did you think about season 7? Did you like the lack of Justin Roiland? Because I honestly, I didn't mind it. I thought it actually made them progress the story a little quicker, and I liked it. I thought it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, I've got some seeds stored and secure. Not sure if we'll actually grow them yet. Hey, barely noticed. I agree. The first episode, for maybe the first 2 or 3 minutes, I was like trying to find something, and there were like little bits, but generally I was just fine with it, you know? But hey, that's never a bad idea. Never a bad idea, Sapphire. Never a bad idea. Okay, let me move this back a little bit because I don't want to be torching my own laptop. It might be loud here for just a moment. So bear with me. They're very rewatchable. Yeah. Solar Opposites is... I mean, I guess I've just watched Rick and Morty so many times over that I don't tend to rewatch it as much now, but Solar Opposites is one of those ones I do just kind of toss on in the background sometimes. And goddamn, it's so good. What's your favorite B-plot? Do you like the Silver Cups? I mean, they're newer, but do you like the Silver Cups or the Wall better? Because the Wall is amazing, but I'm really enjoying the Silver Cup so far. Love Solar Opposites. It's so good. What do you think about Dan Stevens taking over for Justin Roiland on Solar Opposites? Because that, I think, made the show better. Yeah, I'll be honest. I think that made the show better, and the Rick and Morty one's still up for debate, but as of now, I'm thinking I'm kind of leaning towards it, too. And if I don't think Justin Roiland, I don't know. I don't necessarily want to even comment on all that, you know, but like I wouldn't necessarily, if I had to assume, I wouldn't assume he's in the right, you know. But everything court-wise, technically, I guess he's been exonerated to a degree. So if this was all, I don't, but all the Instagram stuff, I don't know, just that shit's nasty. I don't like all that stuff. One way or another, I think they're both kind of in the better. I like the differentiation. Yeah. I love Dan Stevens. Dan Stevens is great. I'm pissed off what they did to him in Internals. He could have been the coolest deviant in the world, and you have freaking Dan Stevens. I mean, he made the Beauty and the Beast movie alongside Emma Watson. Great, not great, but pretty damn good. I like the guy a lot. I just wish Disney would have utilized him better there because they had before. But Eternals is also something that's like really good and not my cup of tea all at the same time. And also really bad at the same time. It's just Interesting. Apparently he was an ass to work with. Yeah, that's the thing too. Nobody had really good things to say about him, and screw it. Let Dan Harmon do it. Dan Harmon's a genius. But anyway, cheers, y'all. You can't really see it, but it's around here. My little elephant cap there. Ooh. There we go. That woke me up for the day. That's nice. That's the way to get going, you know? I'll be like, I could go run a marathon. But I don't like running. I walk a marathon. I ain't Forrest Gump. Sorry. In the UK, we're allowed to grow one plant, but it's illegal to let them bud. So we have to harvest the plant before it does. It's ridiculous. The bud is the best for smoking. You know, there's a great reggae song for that by Chronix. I don't exactly remember which song it is right now because I'm a little baked. I just took a dab. But the lyric goes something along the lines of you don't forbid people from buying like the fruits of the peach tree. Why do you forbid people from buying the fruit of the herb? You know, it's a really simple comparison. I don't know. All right. That was more of a one big giant hit. I guess it was hotter than I thought it was. I thought it was going to take 2 or 3 hits. But holy shit, we are 141 into it. Dropping things. Just caps, though. Nothing important. Nothing glass. Nothing breakable. This is a lot longer. Carb cap. Yep. Yeah. I'm extra baked now. We're way longer than I expected to go. I thought we were going to go like 41 minutes total in general. But we did it, y'all. Does it make up for Cinema Scoop? I hope it does. I did feel bad about that. But there wasn't really a whole bunch to talk about yesterday either. Aren't you worried about dodgy contaminants? Huh? I saw a Rick and Morty hat once. It was in a fire. Oh, wow. Yeah, I did in 0.6, probably wedding cake. Hey, baked like bread. Precisely. Wedding cakes. That's a nice little indica. But also, I'm trying not to think like indica, sativa, and hybrid anymore because that's not truly a thing. I know that's how people tend to think about ganji, but it's far more complicated than that. I think we gotta, as a public, as a cannabis community, as they say, change the thought and mind process of talking about it, because it's easy just to say indica, sativa, hybrid, but it's not realistic. There's 13 plus terpenes to talk about. So, and I mean that's there's way more than that too. Yeah, weed. Well, no, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we should try to like be a little more sciencey about it. Honestly, sometimes weed, sure, but that's kind of how we treat it with sativa, indica, and hybrid. I think we should categorize things more precisely, if that makes sense. That way, we know what strain literally does what kind of deal. And you know, there's apps like Leafly that are really good about that. That'll give you alcohol's far more destructive. That's for sure. I bake my own bread. Them terms are pointless. I meant yeah. But Leafly, I think, does a really good job about like telling you all the different, like, this will make you feel relaxed. This will like de-stress you. This will make you feel energetic. This is good for a hike. This is good for going to sleep. This is good for pain. Definitely terps are important. Yeah, I think we should just find a way to not popularized, but yeah, popularized for lack of a better term at the moment. Talking about that stuff instead, change the status quo to that somehow, some way. I don't know. But we are literally 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 48 seconds, 50 seconds into this now. It all gets you high. Damn right. Limonene is my favorite. Pinene, limonene, and I like a little like peppery, a little cheese is nice too. Cheese is nice. I wonder what AI created drugs will be like. That's gonna be wild. I haven't even thought about that. I don't think that's not far. I mean, they could do it right now if you trained them to. Say this is like the ingredients of what you'd use or a general basis for every kind of drug in the world right now. Like, what would you do if you were a professional? I don't know how you pharmaceutical maker. I guess I don't know how you would prompt it right to make it not be offended. I guess you could use grok or something, but I don't think everybody has that. I don't have it yet either. I want it. Come on, Elon. Speaking of, I'm waiting for Elon Musk Mars weed. That's what I'm saying. Give me something Marsy. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, all that in the above. You know what I mean. I'm calling it a day. I will see you all Sunday, I believe. Yeah. What time? We always do 9. Yeah, that's good. I'm just thinking because we have the reggae festival on Sunday as well. But booyah! Have a good day, y'all. Peace, y'all. I couldn't get purple haze seeds, but I did get lemon power. But peace. See y'all. Bye. What should we end with? We've literally done every intro already. I'm thinking. What should we go with? Go with AI drugs. I don't know. I don't know which one to choose. It's almost Friday. We're gonna go with Friday.